Hello everyone, welcome back to GQ Design Studio. My name is Gabe and today we're going to be learning how to paint this painting right here. It's a bunch of wonderful dandelions floating through the meadow. These are the colors that you're going to be needing. They're listed down below. These are the brushes that you're going to be needing. There's just two of them. First off, we have the return of Megatron! He's just 1 inch thick and he's nice and flat on the top. You don't want him too soft. You want him a little bit more on like the medium softness side. And for the second brush, we're just using one other one, and that's just little Tito right here. He's so cute. We're gonna start off hitting the ground running, mixing some colors. So let's go ahead and take our white paint, put it over on the side here next to your green oxide, and we'll take a scoop of this green oxide, mix it together with the white, and we're just gonna make a light green oxide. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna find the center of our canvas and put a little green mark right there. Now that we have the center of the canvas, what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a nice big circle. So this circle is gonna be about 9 inches tall and about 9 inches wide.
And once you have your circle, you can just dip the corner of your brush into the phthalo green paint. We're just gonna make this green a little bit darker, and we're gonna draw a ring around the first circle we made. And now we can take our brush and slowly bring it in, little by little, and let the two colors naturally mix together and create this beautiful fade. Beautiful fade. Oh, look at that. It's so nice.
So you should have something like that. And now we can go ahead and take Megatron and scrape off the excess paint. And we're gonna do a technique called dry brushing. And you see that kind of wispy texture that I have going around there? It's like not really solid and you can see through the paint. That's called dry brushing. So we're just gonna take all the edges and dry brush them out like this. And the reason why we do this is so when we add the next color, it's gonna really help us blend the two colors together. Now that we have that dry brush, let's go ahead and dip our brush into the green oxide paint. So that's just the regular green oxide, not mixed with anything else. You don't have to worry about cleaning off your brush at this point. Do you like donuts? Well, good, because we're gonna draw a big old donut right around here. So around the part on the outside where we did the dry brush, we're just gonna take this green oxide and make a big old circle going all the way around it. And now all we're gonna do is go around and around in the circle and slowly bring it in closer to the center so the green oxide and the light green oxide naturally mix together and create this beautiful gradient between the two. You could either go for like a smooth surface and you don't really see the brush strokes, or you can have your painting show all the brush strokes and have a really textured background like this. There's no right or wrong way to do it, it's whatever you prefer. This is your world. So now let's go ahead and take the green oxide paint and we're just gonna bring it out a couple inches. And just like before, we're gonna take the green oxide and we're gonna scrape our brush on the side of the plate. And now we can dry brush the edges. This part's not supposed to look pretty, it's just supposed to get the job done. You can see I'm not really being exact with my brush strokes at all. I'm just really just bringing this out, making it nice and fuzzy. The next color we're going to be using is phthalo green. So let's go ahead and put Megatron inside the phthalo green. Once again, you don't have to worry about cleaning off your brush because the colors are similar enough where it really doesn't matter. And if you liked donuts before, you're going to love them now because we're going to draw a big donut. So let's just go ahead and go around the green oxide. We're going to draw a circle going all the way around. And now what we can do is just slowly bring it in closer to the green oxide, so then the phthalo green and the green oxide mix together and form this beautiful gradient. Or if you're into hair, it makes this beautiful ombre. Beautiful. Now let's take that phthalo green and we're gonna bring it all the way out to the edges and just paint the rest of the canvas with this phthalo green. Remember to keep your brush strokes nice and round. Feels a little bit goofy to make round brush strokes, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Don't forget to paint the edges. Let's go ahead and mix our next color, and for that we're going to be using phthalo green mixed with just a little bit of black. So you can just take the corner of your brush and mix it right on in there, and you're just going for a little bit of a darker green color. And we're just going to be darkening up these corners over here on the side. You just want a little bit because a little bit goes a very long way. If you're going for more of a textured look, you can go ahead and take that same dark color, turn your brush sideways, and we can just go ahead and make some of these rings going around the side here. So these rings, they just add a little bit of texture, and a little bit of shape and flow to the painting. Like I said before, it's up to you whether you want your background to be nice and flat or full of texture. Now let's go ahead and put Megatron back in your water cup. We can just leave him there retired. He served us well. Good job, Megatron. Bravo. And with that, we can get out little Tito. He's so cute. And we're gonna be using the same mix of black and phthalo green that we were using earlier. So we have a nice dark green to work with. Now let's go ahead and start off with these main little dandelions right here. So the first one, if you find the center of your canvas, let's go about 3 inches up and 3 inches to the right. And we'll just make a nice line going down here. So from here, just gonna go ahead and curve it down this way, right onto the ground there. You wanna go all the way off the edge of your canvas. Just go over him one more time to make him a little bit thicker. And now we can go ahead and do our second line. And this one's gonna sit right over here, about the same height and more towards the center. And we're just gonna cross these two bad boys over like this. Next up, we're gonna sit this one over here. It's about at the halfway point of the canvas, and we're going to start here, and it's going to end up right in between the two that we just did. Let's go ahead and knock out this one. It's just a little guy right here. When you're doing these, it's important that you don't do them too heavy-handed, or you're going to end up with a really thick dandelion. The next one crosses over, a little bit taller. I'm going to put that one right here. And then lastly, there's going to be one sitting around right here. These next two are going to be really, really thin, so you want to push down nice and light with your brush. This one's going to come around right here, and we'll just go slightly slanted to the left. And we're going to draw another one right next to it, except this one's not going to be as tall. That's it for the main dandelions. Now we're just gonna fill up the rest of the inside right here with some of these grass blades, as you can see right here. Oh. So for all of these, you wanna have little Tito facing up like this. So you can use the sharp point of Tito to give you that nice sharp point at the top of your grass blades. Our goal here is to really, really fill up the foreground right here. You see how you don't really have any of the bottom part here without any grass blades? That's how we want to make this part here. So just go ahead and keep going till you fill that spot all the way up. We have this group of leaves over here that all kind of just brush over to the right. And just like before, we're gonna have just a couple of these little leaves hanging over to the left. Now that we have all the grass blades done, we can go ahead and do these little branches, or whatever you call them, that are holding the dandelions. So for that, we still have little Tito, the dark green paint, and we're just gonna draw a little explosion coming out of here. So you wanna push down very, very lightly. And we're just gonna draw this kind of pattern that kind of explodes from the center. You want these lines to be an inch or less long. And you want to push down nice and light. You don't want to do this part heavy-handed at all. We're going to add this same pattern to these two right here. And then the main ones that we did in the beginning. So it's this one, and that one. So these are dandelions that all the petals have been blown away. So for those, we're gonna do pretty much the same steps as a dandelion. And now with the same color and the same brush, we can go ahead and draw some of these little individual dandelions that are starting to flow away. And we can just draw these little lines, just floating randomly wherever you feel like it. You mainly wanna keep these within the center part, so the middle third of this painting. Is where all of these bad boys are gonna live. And that's it for that step. Now let's go ahead and clean off little Tito completely, because the next color we're gonna be using is pure white. For this step here, it's very simple. We're just gonna take our brush and we're just gonna draw these little stars. So we're just gonna do like these 5 pointed stars, come out like this. So all from the center, we're gonna do 1 line, 2 lines, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna do this in a circle, going all the way around this first dandelion. Now that we have the circle of dandelions, we can go ahead and start filling out some from the center. So randomly, we're just gonna start filling this bad boy up. It doesn't really have to attach to anything, it can just be floating there. Your mind will kind of fill in the blanks. And then to fill in these little spots, you can just do some tiny ones here and there. So that's how you do one. We're going to repeat that step and do the same process with the other 5 dandelions. That's it for the main dandelions, but we also have these dandelions just kind of like flowing through the wind like this. So for that, it's super duper simple. We're just gonna find those little stems that we did earlier, and we're just gonna attach a couple little dandelions to the tops of them. And all the little lines are gonna end up in the same end point. So for here, it's gonna do a line from the top, diagonal, diagonal, and then 2 from the side. And now let's go ahead and just fill out the rest of this middle part of the canvas with just these little dots right here. And these dots are gonna be like individual petals from the dandelions just floating away. And when you're doing these, you wanna kind of group some together. You wanna have some spaced apart. You wanna make some a little bit small, make some a little bit big. And when you make them different sizes, it looks like some of them are close to you, some of them are further away. So you want this to look completely random unless you want to customize it and like write your lover's name in the wind or the date or something creative. It's really up to you. And there you have it. Those are all the steps that you need to know in order to paint this painting right here. You can go ahead and sign the painting on whatever corner that you want, probably in white. If you like this video, then please like the video. It really goes a long way, and you can always go down to my Patreon page and support this channel directly. The more you guys give back, the more classes I can give back to you guys. If you guys want to donate but don't have any money, you can just like this video and maybe share it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and thank you again for watching. I'll be back again with more painting videos. Let me know which painting you guys want to do in the comments down below. I'll see you next time, and stay creative.